I think I've gone a bit overboard with the red colour. Okay, so we've been completely redesigning the whole world around here. I don't know about you, but I keep doing these shack refurbs and shack rebuilds and never quite finish it. But although we're in a bit of a mess at the moment, I honestly think I'm nearly done. And we've got a second station now, because the HL700-B, that amplifier, in fact, I've got the manual here, and I was just looking at how to key up, because we've got to add a PTT lockout to the Genius 8x2 switch outside. What I don't want to do, you see, on any of the stations, is when you transmit, accidentally change antennas, because you'll fry the relay. Contacts will blow up. I've got a new toy here, by the way, and I'm just trying to work out whether we should turn the lights down a bit, because I look a bit blown out there. I'll try that. These new lights, by the way, I got from Amazon. They're the I'll put a link. I'm not on a deal, all right? If you want to do a bit of recording, they're not very expensive, and they give you a great... I bought two, but you only need the one. So yes, relay. So I bought all sorts of stuff for PTT lockout. By the time you have bought the phono connectors and everything else, you might as well just buy a set of these. So that will plug into the amplifier. No, it won't. That'll plug into the amplifier, and this gives me another line. So when I key the radio with this one, the amplifier will key down, and so will the PTT lockout. So I've got a 2-core wire from RS Components. It's not expensive. It's the cheapest thing going, because we've got a 4-core wire running out to the field anyway. So I just need to connect all that up, a couple of phono leads the other end, plug it into the back of the Genius 8x2, and then we got PTT lockout. But also what, I've never had a PTT switch rigged up properly, apart from through the microphone socket. But I've noticed in the manual that where I'm building, I bought these 7 and 8 way DIN connectors, back of the radio. I wish I'd just do phono plugs, because it makes it easier for me. But anyway, I noticed that there's not only can I key the amplifier, but I can put a PTT line in, because I've got a couple of foot switches. Particularly if you've got another operator here. You don't want their voice accidentally tripping your Vox and all that stuff. So there we are. Put an official PTT line in. So that's the next job. I'm just about to start that. So what else have we done? Well, I'll take you from one end of the shack to the other. The rotator controller obviously isn't working because we haven't got the mast up, but it's for a Create RC5-1. So what I want is a piece of software and a controller that replaces that in Windows. So when I team viewer in to remote control the system, I can turn the rotator auto-magically. Now I know the Genius people do one, but EA4TX, I'll show you on the screen. He does some great toys, by the way. He does one as well. He also does a front-end saver, because if he's transmitting on one frequency, I'm on another. What I don't want is a ton of RF coming back on my receive port and blowing up my radio. So we need a front-end saver. By the way, now that we've got that second station here, if you've got ideas about how you want to use this station with me or with a partner, whatever, once we're all built, let me know. I don't want it going to waste here, I mean, in fairness, I didn't buy anything specifically for that. I already had a little laptop-y thing. I had the amplifier from nearly 10 years ago. I've already got a TS590. I got another TS2000 this morning because my original one's going in the car, and it's kind of scrap because the CAT port stopped working, so it doesn't read the frequency or anything. But anyway, I found one on eBay. It was going for £500, and I thought I'll never get it, but I'll put a bid in at 510 or something. Anyway, I won it. I'm not a fan of TS2000s, by the way, but on the HF, like on 40 meters when it's rammed, it gets a bit overloaded a bit quick. It's an okay shack in the box, 20 years old or so now, but the VHF side I find really quite good. He used to compete with the IC910 head-to-head on the specs years ago. I remember Sherwood doing that. But anyway, I'll put that down there. And we've got the 9700 as well, which I got kind of for free on a deal with someone else. So I don't quite know what I do. One could be for VHF FM, and one could be for VHF and UHF SSB, maybe. Okay, but that's the other station. And that's 100% 12 volts. And I was just about to wire the Geochron up and a few other things, and I realised that when it used to be connected here, it was fused with a multi-way block thing. And I thought I daren't connect this to the batteries because it's not fused. But these little fuse things turn up yesterday. You obviously cut it here, and I put that in line. But unfortunately, it didn't come with any mini fuses, blade fuses. So for a £5 on Amazon, they should arrive today. And I can wire up more 12 volt stuff. We've got, a couple of 100 amp hours of battery down there. We need that for the amplifier, because it's a 12 volt amplifier, and that takes up to 70 amps. And I endlessly trickle charge that along with it's a Victron PSU cum charger. I've got it on here somewhere. I'll let you see it actually. Victron. So it's nice to have all that wired up now. So I'll record this for you so you can see what the hell we're doing. Record, screen recorder, here we go. Start recording. Skip countdown, yeah, okay. Here it is, it's found it. It's on Bluetooth, you see. Tap that. And it's connecting to the charger. And it's telling me that it's currently in storage. The voltage is sitting at 13.27 volts. It's drawing 0 current. It's got a graph of what it's doing, what the history is and everything. Now, it's quite expensive, but for a charger and a PSU, if you've got a car battery or something, that's, it competes, if you want like a backup, 12 volt backup station. It competes quite well. How do we stop this? That one there. So that's in the corner. That's the 12 volt station. And then, I don't know about you, but real estate is really important around here. And I did have this old laptop. This is actually a MacBook Air, I think. Wendy put a cover on it. It was hers, but she doesn't want it anymore. But I wanted it to use up less space, so I made this little thing yesterday. Just painted it up. So that will sit on the desk. We can put that like this, and then we can connect it to the monitor, the big monitor over there, and the charger. So that'd be. I thought that was. I quite like making stuff, but I kind of guessed the size, and I've got it within a squillionth of an inch. So that's just perfect there. So we've got PTT lines going in. We've got the control cables, the amplifiers going in. And I was starting over here before I got distracted with EA4TX. And then we've got the switch, the RatPak switch. So there's a 6-way switch. So when we get the quad up, I'm going to need to switch bands. I don't want to manually do that because the cable's going out to the field right now. So you can extend it, put the switch up at the top of the mast so I can switch whether I want the 20 meter element or the 17. But again, EA4TX does a plug and replacement for that. So I've got to save my pennies for a couple of bits of hardware, and I like the fact that you can just stick this on the desktop, you see, which is nice. The Genius 8x2 is pretty good, actually, because... by the way, I'm using the... this is the... We'll come back to this, right? This is the mixing desk. Hold on. Genius. So you can see it. It's on the screen here. I'll zoom it in. At the moment, that's set up for one operator with 2 radios, but you can set it up for 2 operators and 2 radios. So we can set that up so I'll only see one side of that switch block, and the other station will see the other side of the switch block. So they'll be able to select any antenna they want, and I'll be able to select any antenna I want. I can't select his antenna if I configure it that way. It's seconds. One of the reasons you want the PTT lockout and the front end savers, of course. So that's good. And then I managed to find a deal on a monitor attachment for the wall. The last one I had was really fiddly. It was like £25, $30 or something. This is a little bit more expensive, but it goes up and down, side to side, and they're independent, which is really good. And these are 27-inch monitors, not 24-inch monitors, obviously higher resolution. And I pinched them from my kind of workday station, which is upstairs with Wendy when we just sit and do business. So I'm kind of high res down here. So station 2, that's got a 27-inch theatre monitor. It's a Mac, but let me off with you. Right, so the Behringer XR18, in the old days, you would get, well, you can still buy it, you know, mixing desk with knobs and everything else. But how it works now is you just get a front end, a software front end. And a nice thing about this one, when you plug it into a MacBook, actually, a Mac or a Windows machine, maybe Linux as well, is you end up with 4 stereo sound cards that are completely configurable. So I can hit the in-out button and I can decide, you know, where, I mean, this input here, all right, this is a little microphone. It's going into a moment channel 2, and you can see that channel 2 here. Well, don't get rid of that. It's coming in here, bottom left. I can configure that to go to any sound card I want. Similarly, I can have any sound card coming in I want. And with all these inputs, you could use something like this. So I haven't got around to plugging in yet. It's a transformer. It's a bit over the top. It's called a Golden Maxima from EA1DDD. I bought this on a whim a while ago. XLR in here. Is that someone at our door? No. So I can plug, like, for instance, this microphone through the Behringer, XLR to there, transformerize it here, so you don't get RF on the audio, and then that happens to be a Kenwood plug it straight in. So we'll try that out. It just means that you can muck around externally to your radio with an outboard mixing desk, and you can use the mixing desk with compression, fatten up, and do all sorts of stuff, because there's a load of effects on here. You know, a sound maxer and a dual enhancer and a stereo chorus and a dual combinator, and there's all sorts of fancy things you can do to pump up your sound, plus a noise gate, compressor, and that sort of thing. So that's quite good fun. And then you can probably see up here, I had these massive 15-inch monitors with tweeters knocking around, and I've been moving them around endlessly, trying to figure out where I'm going to put them. I just stuck them on the shelf, and I've got coming down to the amplifiers here. We're running Crown K2 amplifiers, very old amplifiers, but they're sealed, beautiful amplifiers, really nice. I mean, it's a bit loud, it can be in here, but only at the weekends. And I've got a little DBX crossover the top, soon to be replaced by another crossover, because sometimes I might do a bit of audio mixing here as well from the band stuff, you know. And then underneath there's an 18-inch sub. I've got another 18-inch sub over there. It's not connected. I don't need that much sub around here. And then I moved the cork board, the telly over there. That telly's going to have the Geocron on it, running on another computer. And then I haven't thought about that. I haven't got a computer for it. I might have to plug it into this. I think this will dual. Is there an HDMI on here? I'm not quite sure how to do that. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. I don't think that's dual graphics card. I don't know. I've no idea. I might need a little computer. Oh, if it's just the Geocron, of course it won't need it. It's a standalone thing, isn't it? And a second thing. And then the other thing is Steve Nelson, who made me the most amazing, if I get out of the way here, this clock back here, with the Nixie tubes. Years ago, he sent me down a couple of enormous dishes, right? Rocket by Ubiquiti dishes, 31 dBi, a pair of them. One's in the loft up in here, and the other one I've been dragging around. That's going out in the field. But I was fed up dragging it around, so I just put it on there as a scaffold. I've got 4 scaffold poles going all the way around the ceiling here for my lighting and cameras and everything. And So we'll do that. So eventually, in the next, hopefully, 3 to 4 weeks, I'll take that off and put it on the mast. I'll give you a quad update, by the way. So a cubical quad, you've heard of a Yagi, haven't you? Well, let me get this out. Get there in the end. So technically this is called a boomless cubical quad, and the spreaders come off here. So you've got 4 one side, 4 the other. There's a loop here for the driven element. There's a slightly bigger loop at the back for the reflector. And then you've got a sort of 5 meters on each dimension would be the 20 meter band, going down to about 2.5 meters for the 10 meter band. So you know, cubical quad. I'll find a picture of a cubical quad, put it on the screen. But this is boomless. In other words, it's not a long boom with the 2 quads at the end. But it took me forever. I ordered the wrong bloody U-bolts because I didn't want to start. This is the prototype one that I got for 3 years ago. These hole spacings here are, I believe, 8 millimeters, and there's a weird pitch, but I found some bolts that fit perfectly. And funnily enough, the Signature 9 ground post will fit in there snugly. And then the supplier does nested fiberglass tubes, so we can go out that way. So we'll build this one, and if I like it and it works well, we will try and go into production with a fabricated or cast hub, which will be a lot of fun. So that's cubical quad. The field's coming on. Unfortunately, the fence. Okay, if you don't know, we've expanded the antenna field. It's double the size of what it used to be, but it's not fenced at the moment. And the fencing company that they recommend here can't do the job until the end of August, unfortunately. But John, the site manager, said, yeah, fill your boots. You get in there and dig your holes and put your mast thing all ready, so when it's fenced up, and put all the ropes and whatever else in. Remember, if you're coming to the open day, August the 17th, that's a couple of weeks now. So Saturday, lunchtime, 12 till 4. Just remember to go to the website and click the register button. DX Commander, there it is there. There's a register button. Just click that and you can register. We've got 132 coming now. And if I registered, it would be 133. I made a joke with Wendy at one of our Monday meetings that there'll be 187 people here. I don't know if there will be, but it's over 100. Just a bit of fun. To encourage you, yes, we got a deal on prices and stuff, but just socialise. We've got Lee, G0MTN, representing WRTZ 26, 25, 26, you know, the World Championship business. He'll be here to explain how that works. I mean, he's not doing a formal presentation, just a bit of fun. Mark, another fellow from the RSGB, will be here, little stand thing, you know. We've got David Johnson, G4DPZ. We'll put the little command tent out in the field, and he's going to do some satellite stuff. So if you just, well, if you're not interested in satellite, if you don't want to get involved in satellite, or you don't know how to get involved in satellite, go and have a chat and see what David does and how that works. That'll be quite good fun. All right. So it's, I appreciate the wall is very red behind me, but we could always paint it again. All right. Last thing is, a couple of people said to me on the last video, oh, you look stressed. It's not stress. Okay. When you work for yourself and have your own business, you are in control. And when you're in control of things, it's not stress. It's more like excitement, to be honest. I used to feel stress when I was employed because you're not in control. Someone else is. So there's a subtle difference. I can be tired and excited at the same time. So maybe it comes over as stress. I don't know. But I'm perfectly happy. You know, there's lots of exciting things happening. And of course, I'm writing this book. Some of you might not know about it, but I've been writing this book for a while now, and it's really coming on. And I'm very excited about that Having ADHD can be quite tiring, I can promise you. All right, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me today. A little update, bit of fun, see if I've inspired you, hey? Go and get a can of paint your shack, tidy the cables up, make that little bit of cable up that you've always wanted to do to get your foot switch wired in or whatever else. I will take my glasses off and salute you and say cheerio, enjoy your radio, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.